Well, hello there, stamping friends. It's Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it is August and time to do our July Paper Pumpkin Workshop. The kit that we're featuring tonight is called Fun in the Sun. Wow, these are 3 great projects. They're all fun folds. They're very fun, filled with summer things and bright colors. So I'm very excited to share this with you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera down and let's take a look at what we got going on. All right. There we go, and I'll just remind you to please sign in as you're joining and let me know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions or comments on the project, don't hesitate to put them in the comments here. And if you happen to be watching this on replay, please still use the comments because I do come back and visit the broadcast and respond to your questions and feedback. So anyway, let's look at the kit for this month, Fun in the Sun. Now, isn't this beautiful? I have to tell you, when I opened this, you can't help but to be happy because the colors are so pretty. In each paper pumpkin, now this is our monthly subscription program, and when you get the kit, it comes in a, let me just kind of move all this stuff aside here. It comes in a box in our mailbox, lets you know what kit it is, and you know when it's coming because they let you know it's on its way, and it's like getting a present in the mail. I love this. So let me set the box aside here, and in the box we got pieces for the project, which I'll be showing you shortly, including card bases, die cuts, adhesives, so we're going to be using some tear and tape today. We've got little adhesive dots to use. We've got some bling here, some sequins I got to take out of their package here. Okay, and we have a stamp set, which I have some of them already out of here, but you can kind of get an idea. We've got starfish and a sun and a number of sentiments. But the die cuts are going to be the star of this show today. And then we got a Stampin' Spot, which you always get in every kit, and this one is Daffodil Delight. Now I'm going to use my regular Daffodil Delight because I save my spots for when I go on crops or I am out of town and doing crafting. And then we've got beautiful envelopes that go with all the colors of this kit. So this kit is 3 cards and 3 of each card plus the matching envelopes. And I have to tell you, most times I do alternatives when I do these projects. But I liked this one so much that I'm just going to do the 3 projects, and then I'm going to do an additional thing that I think will help when you drop these in the mail. So let me go ahead, and I think I'm going to mount my stamps here as we're getting started for this. Oops. So I'm going to just kind of line this up with the grid marks on my paper here. Try to get it as straight as possible because we're going to be stamping the sentiments onto our sentiment labels that are a part of this kit today. So I just want to get these on the blocks so we're ready to go. And I have one more. And then we'll have that part ready for our work today. Okay. All right, let's take a look at these instructions and hear a little bit about the kit. So always on the back is all of the components. So as you unpack your little box, you make sure that you have everything that you need. If for any reason something is missing, you contact Stampin' Up! And they'll get that to you. Now, I've not had that happen to me, but others that have say that Stampin' Up! Is very responsive in getting you what's missing. There is a QR code here where you can watch a video of someone putting together this kit in case you're not watching someone like me doing that. There are other ideas for how you can use the die cuts and the card bases in this kit differently. Plus, there's a list of colors. So tonight we're going to use Azure Afternoon, Basic Gray, Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, and Pool Party. So very bright, beautiful colors. Okay. Then when you first open the instructions, they tell you how to gather the items needed out of the kit for the 3 different projects, which I've already done to save us a little time. And then the instructions show you kit by kit how to put them together. So that's where we're going to get started tonight. And I'm going to bring this first set of die cuts to show you. So we're going to go ahead and first start with our stamping. So I'm going to get my Daffodil Delight ready here. And since these are photopolymer, I am going to grab a Pierce mat and some scrap paper here so I can be stamping on top of it. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and get the sentiment label that goes with this project number 1 in this kit. And then I need, it tells me the Hello Sunshine. So I've got that already mounted on this acrylic block. And I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. Make sure that I've got it with good coverage and nothing on the corners there. Set my ink pad aside and then just bring this a little bit closer to me so I can line it up. There we go. Sorry to get my hair in the way. So there we have our sentiment. All right, and then I'll just set this off to the side. All right, and now this kit is all about putting this fun fold together. So we've got different parts and pieces here that I'll set off to the side so you can see them. And the many layers to put this together and some accents. All right, so here is our fun fold, and I want to show you the diagram that helps us to figure out how to fold this. So this is the key, is to look at this as we're trying to fold this piece of card base that does have score lines, but the challenge is to know how to do that. So we're going to follow, and we're going to be making a little W in here. So let me just get this going properly to put the whole thing together here. Nope. I don't want to fold that part back, just right here. So first one, then the little W, then this, and this part folds back like this there. I made that same mistake every time I was trying to practice with this. Let me get my bone folder here so we can get some really good creases on what we're doing. Because this is a fun fold that has steps involved, so you're going to see different die cuts at different heights in this card, okay? So there, now you can see that it looks like that, and there is the W fold. So as you keep doing that, that part gets easier. Okay. Then they're going to, the instructions are saying that we're going to use our tear and tape here, and we're going to put it right here on this portion of the card base. And it's really nice. Tear and tape is just what it says it is. You press it down, and then you tear it wherever you need to. So let me set this off to the side. I also want to see who's here tonight. Hi, Shar. Hi, Betty. Hi, Betty. Hi, Zana. Nice to see you all here. All right. And then I'm going to just push this down really good, and then I'll be using my Take Your Pick tool to get the adhesive off of here. So for those of you that have your paper pumpkin, if you have all your pieces together, you can do this along with me, but otherwise you'll see how easy it is to put this together. And I guess the biggest thing is going to be, getting that W fold correct. All right, so now that we've got this, they want us to add this first die cut on the highest part of this. And the secret to this is lining up your water line. So I'm going to set this in here so that it's right next to this. And it's straight. And then I'm just going to press down on where that tear and tape adhesive is in this first elevation within the fun fold. Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to follow over here, and their next instruction is to get the crab with this other little piece and get our sentiment on here as well. So I'm going to get the crab on here, and if you don't notice or not, these little claws for the crab do open, and that's where the sentiment is going to slide in. So I am first going to mount the crab down far enough so that he can hold up the sentiment. And so let's see, the instructions say here I'm going to use some of my adhesive dots to hold the crab and the sentiment in place. So let's put this in the hands of the crab here so we have it lined up right. So I'm sliding it underneath this one there. And then you can see that the crab holds this and doesn't block the sentiment wording at all. And then I'm going to just go ahead and put these right below. Let's see, it's putting it right on the sides of where the crab is holding this. And on the crab himself, I got to make sure that this is actually, I'm not going to take the adhesive off of that. I'm going to put this down here a little bit lower. I don't want the this sentiment label to stick to anything but this piece of the die cut. So let me just take these adhesive covers off. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put him off to the side here. And then I'm going to flip this over and put some more tear and tape on the bottom of this to be able to put this inside the card. And then once again, you take your pick tool, really helps to get that adhesive covering off. And now this is going to be in the second little indent that we have here. And I'm going to line up the brown line that's coming across. making sure that I'm inside this next level. And then sliding my sentiment back in the claws here. There we go. Okay, so now we have our first and second rows of the W with things in, if you can see that. And now we're going to go ahead and put stuff right on the very front of the card. And so we're going to use the tear and tape along the bottom of this die cut to attach it. You can tell we're just using the bottom of each of these die cuts to attach it. And then there's going to be one little adhesive dot here just to make sure it stays put on the top. And then we have a starfish and we have a shell, and I'm just going to give each of those one adhesive dot to put those on the front of this card as well. Now, I don't remember us having a card kit like this before, so I really think this is something a little bit more unique. I really like it. And once I did one, I felt a lot better about getting the different pieces in the right places. So once you get one, the next 8 will be much easier. So now I just want to line this up with the very front, and it's cut to fit straight across. And then I'm just going to push where I put that one little mini glue dot. And then we've got the starfish and our shell, just for a little accent on here. And then we have the embellishments here. So I'm just going to take, they're just shiny, clear embellishments, just to add a little sparkle. And let's see. I'll put one right there. Okay. Excuse me. So our first card is done. And isn't that fun? And so bright. I'm going to just set this off to the side here. And let's go on to number 2. So let me just take a peek if there's any questions. Oh my goodness, Jane. Heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. Are you over by Pennsylvania or the east side? Oh yeah, Pennsylvania. I heard that you are really going to be getting some weather. So stay safe. Okay, second card. Let me grab this for you. So we have a similar card base. We have a different background we're going to be adding this time. And we've got an umbrella, a beach umbrella. We've got a little sign here, which we're going to be doing our stamping on. A beach chair. We've got some flip-flops. Another shell and some sunglasses. All right. Let me see if we'll go ahead and do our stamping first again. So I'm just going to put this here, grab my Relax, You Deserve It stamp. Okay. Now it's really nice if you made a mistake. They included some just plain white squares that you could fix it if you needed to. So I thought that was kind of nice that they thought ahead. That you wouldn't be short of this neat sign if there was a mistake that happened. So, All right, we've got our stamping done for that one. And then now this time, let's see if I can do a little bit better job of folding. So once again, you can see that there's a fold here. And then the number of folds in this section right here. So remember, this first one will go like this. And then we are going to have a bigger one there. And then the little W. And then that goes back to the middle. And then this comes up to the top. And the thing that I found out is, because I've done this wrong as I've been doing this, is the score lines are very forgiving. You just flip it the other way and it'll be fine. But once you have it, then take your bone folder and make a nice crease so that it will help it to stay flat when you put it in your envelope. So I am doing the creasing on both sides of those score lines. Once I have the fun fold all folded in the right place. Hi, Betty. All right. So now, same thing. We are going to be putting this one in place. So I'm going to do the tear and tape again. So now you see how it will be a little routine to get this in place. Press that down really good. Then I'm going to use the take your pick tool, and once again just peel that part up. And then before I press down, I'm going to make sure that this die cut is in the first little series of I guess places to put the paper. And then I'm going to make sure that my horizon line matches, and then I'm going to press it down. Next, we're going to do the chair itself and just put one piece of tear and tape along the bottom of the chair. Okay. Got that. And now this is going to go in the next little area that we have. And just make sure that the chair part that has the tear and tape is low enough to be attached there. And then I'm just pressing it in place so you can see how that is put into this next spot in the middle of the W. And then I'll be doing a couple of glue dots here to put the flip-flops next to our chair. And I found I really wanted them kind of in the middle so the flip-flops will show a little bit when they're in place. If you did it kind of the way the picture showed way down there, you don't get to see the flip-flops, the tops, as much. And I wanted to see them sitting next to my chair. So this is still on the middle of that W. Now know that you're going to have this video to go back to when you put this together. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I won't remember to do that, well, you'll be able to go back and watch this again so that you can see the flip-flops there. And now we're going to go ahead and put the umbrella on next. And so you can see that the directions for the adhesive here is, once again, we're going to use the tear and tape on the bottom. And remember, tear and tape is one of our very good adhesives. So when you have this on, you don't have to worry about it coming off. And then I'm going to also put tear and tape on the bottom of this little sign while I'm at it. I really like tear and tape when I make boxes or 3D projects because it's so nice and strong. All right, and then I'm going to flip over my shell and my sunglasses here, and they're going to also get some adhesive, just the little mini glue dots we have here. Don't you love the detail? Who would think? Let's throw some sunglasses on there. I like it. Then the top of my umbrella, I'm going to put just a little adhesive dot here to help hold that in place on the top of my fun fold, and then go ahead and slide once again the adhesive off. There we go. Might as well take all of this off. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the umbrella in place, and I'll lay this down flat. And once again, I'm just going to line this up right at the corner and right across to the other corner and press it down. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and take the sign and put that right on this corner, even creating another layer. And then just for some decoration, we'll just put some sunglasses laying in the sand. And we've got our shell for over here on this little hill. There we go. And then we have some little bling here to just have some hidden treasures on our beach here. There we go. And one more. They're doing kind of the rule of threes here. All right, and there is our second fun fold. Oops. And that's why up here, you saw the umbrella moving. That one dot keeps that in place up here. So we've got this, and you can see the 3 different places where we glue things in. And we've got our second fun fold. All right. Now off to do number 3. So this will look familiar here. Let's get our instructions. And we're going to go ahead, and we have a different background for our die cut here. A longer sentiment label, some palm trees, sailboat, starfish. All right, here this time I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to do the fun fold first. And so we'll take this down, and we have the second step inside, and then we know we need to make our little W to create that next level. Oops. And then the back folds down, and this stays up. So, like I said, once you do it, it gets easier every time. Let me get this bone folder out again. I just love these colors. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I'm glad you like these cards. Get my different score lines with my bone folder here. It helps it to lay flat. Okay, so we've got that fun fold. Now we're going to go ahead with our, let's go ahead and stamp here. So I've got the sentiment label, and this time we're going to do Sending an Ocean of Love. Get our ink pad out here. Just make sure we've got it all inked up not the edges. Line it up in the center. All right. I was actually surprised. This is a really good yellow to do on sentiments. It really shows up. I think it would be hard to see like So Saffron, but this one really shows up well. So I think they did a good choice with that. Now I'm going to go back with my tear and tape and get this first larger die cut put in place. Right. Oops. That time I pulled the adhesive off. If that happens, you just move this part and then press the other part of the adhesive back down and it'll be fine. Okay. And let me go ahead and grab this portion of the die cut, and once again I just want to watch that horizon line as I set it in place. Oops. And I want to make sure that I have it lined up with the edge of the card too, so that it'll fit in the envelope. There we go. Okay, then we're going to do the sailboat part next, just using the tear and tape on the bottom of that. And once again, now I'm going to move one bump in on my card and make sure that I have that part straight. Okay, so we've got our second layer. And now for the third, we're going to put the tear and tape on the bottom of the tree, and we're actually going to put it on our sentiment as well. All right, and then I'm just going to put one little glue dot on the bottom of our starfish here. There we go. So if you were doing all of these and you decided that you were going to do them all the same way, I would just set up the 3 cards and do them in a row. So you could kind of take them step by step. But, you know, get your adhesive on and then just keep going because you would know where you want the placement. Oh, and I want to put one glue dot up here to hold this tree in place once again on the high side of the card, so it doesn't flop around. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna tuck this right on the corner. And I'll press right where I put that little glue dot to hold that tree in place. And then we're going to get our sentiment to go right along the bottom here. And we'll get our starfish over here on the side. And then once again, we're going to do our embellishments. Kind of featuring right around the beach here and our palm tree. And a little bit of sparkle out in the water there. Okay. So there is our third card. So I'm interested what you think. Wish I could buy one of everything. Yeah. All right, I just checked your comments, so we're good to go there. All right, and then now I want to show you what I thought would be a good little extra with these, because as I said, I really liked this set so much that I wanted to just make 9 of these cards, 3 of each. So I don't know if I set them down like this, if you can see them pretty well. But let me show you what I thought. Now, the thing that challenged me with these is, where do you write your note? Now, you can write on the back of this, okay? No problem. If you want to do that, you could do that. But what I thought I could do as something extra with this is just make a little note card that matches these colors and then slide the note card in behind the card. So, you know, I looked at these colors and I thought, what do I want to do? So these are obviously there's white accents, so I'm going to do white. And then I liked crumb cake because of the beach, so I thought I would do a layer with that. And then I decided that with the 3 different colors that are featured, very bright, I chose the Daffodil Delight, Melon Mambo, and Azure Afternoon to make my card bases. So let me just take you through making one of these, and then you'll see that it's easy to make multiples. I'll just slide these to the side for a moment while I get out my trimmer. So the first thing I'm going to do is make what would be, you know, I'm going to make 3 that are Azure Afternoon, right? So I'm going to cut this like I would for making a regular card base, only I'm going to cut 4 out of here. So I'm going to do the 5.5. And then I'm going to put these together because you can cut 2 pieces of cardstock with our trimmer. And I'm going to do these at 4.25. All right, so, you know, I'm making 1 set that will be of this color for 3 of them. So I'm just going to set this aside here, and then I've got 1 extra, which I'll set off to the side. All right, and then, so I would do the same with yellow and with the red, or I'm sorry, Melon Mambo. But I'm only going to make 1 right now as an example. So next I want to take the crumb cake, and this one I'm going to put in, you know, so that it's 1 away from in size to what I use as a card front or a card insert. So this one's going to be 5.25. Okay. And then I'm going to take this by 4. Now you could skip this layer if you wanted and just go straight to white, but I thought this would look very nice. So I'm going to put the crumb cake on top of the blue. And then I just want a very thin layer of that crumb cake. So when I cut my white, instead of going the whole other layer to 5 inches, I'm actually going to do 5 1/8 because I want it to be a thin crumb cake border. So I'm cutting that. And then this way, it would be 4, so it would be down to 3 3/4. And actually, I'm going to do 7/8. And then you'll see that I have the very thin crumb cake border for my note. So let me go ahead and just glue these together. So I'm just going to take my multi-purpose glue and go ahead and first make the card base here and just line this up so that I have the even border all the way around. Then I'm going to bring my stamp head over here, and then I was going to just pick another one of the let's see here, For the Sending an Ocean of Love, I'm going to use the stamp I See Brighter Days Ahead. So that's what I'm going to stamp on top of here. So let me just get this on my block. So if you can't quite make it square, if you do it at an angle, some of these a little bit longer sentiments work well that way. So let's just ink this up. And I'm just going to put this right at the top. Oops, I got a little ink on the block. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to put this right at the top. Now you could put sunshine, or there is a starfish on here, but I'm just going to leave this with just the sentiment so there's plenty of room to write the note. And then I'm going to just glue this on top here. And now this is going to be a very thin border of crumb cake, so just know that all the way around. But I do think it's nice, and if you had time to think about it, I would go ahead and use a die cut out of the crumb cake just to use for another card. But then I thought this would be nice that when you put this in this envelope, then you've got the whole thing going on here. You've got the card that will come out first, you've got the note behind it, and then both of these will fit in your medium-sized envelope to go in the mail. So that's my extra. And like I said, I'm going to make pink for this one and yellow for this one. And then, you know, this would be a wonderful gift to give someone 3 of these cards, you know, as a gift set. Use one of these bright colored ribbons and put around it. Wow, that would be very nice. And what a nice thing as summer comes to a close to go ahead and share with someone. And you know, maybe you even have another idea for the little note card, but I thought that would be just a little something extra. So I just want to remind you that now this is the paper pumpkin kit, which is different from our kits collection. This is a subscription that you order for next month, or you order 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. This month we're celebrating kits, and you can get up to 30% off our kits. Now, starting this week, Wednesday, through the rest of the month, I'm going to be featuring kits so that you can see what they're like, and you can buy them anytime, and they're always available on my Stampin' Up! Store. And they also are very easy. They come with die cuts, they come with card bases and envelopes, and stamp sets if you buy a stamping one. So more to come on that, and I hope that you'll join me on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any questions about Paper Pumpkin or anything Stampin' Up!, don't hesitate to contact me. Let me go ahead and flip this up. You can reach me at Traci, T-R-A-C-I, at plumcrazystamping.com. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope to see you Wednesday. Happy stamping, folks. Bye-bye now.